Good afternoon, I'm Ashley Gregory.
And I'm Will Perridge.
And this is your 4pm Solent Sports News Bulletin. With Pyeongchang 2018 set to finish on Sunday, we start with Matt Masson and his Winter Olympics roundup.
So Matt, is there any big news from today's Winter Olympics?
Well, today is actually official Curling is Cool Day, and GB women's curling team failed to guarantee Britain's 5th medal of the Olympics when they lost in the semi-final 10-5 to Sweden. So now GB will face either Japan or Korea in the bronze medal match.
And what about outside the GB team?
So Canada actually set a new record for the most medals at a Winter Olympics with 27 when Caitlin Osman won a bronze medal in women's figure skating.
And can you give us your last free skiing update of the games?
Definitely. So the last free skiing event was the men's half-pipe final, which was won by defending champion David Wise, who obviously won a gold in Sochi, and he has almost continued the trend of the favourite crashing out in the qualifying, like the slopestyle, when he failed to land the first 2 runs, but then in his last run he set a 97.20 to take the gold, and Alex Ferreira, another American, won the silver, and 16-year-old debutant Nico Porteous won a bronze for New Zealand. That was a bit of a surprise.
Thank you, Matt. We've enjoyed your Winter Olympics roundups.
Cheers. I'll see you in 4 years.
And we actually come to some breaking news now. Pep Guardiola has been charged by the FA for breaching kit regulations. The charge comes in relation to Guardiola wearing a yellow ribbon in support of Catalonian independence. And sticking with Pep Guardiola, the Manchester City boss has confirmed that Raheem Sterling is a doubt for his side's Carabao Cup final against Arsenal on Sunday. Guardiola said in his press conference that the England winger has a muscle problem, which he picked up during City's 4-0 win over Basel in the Champions League. The City boss also confirmed that keeper Claudio Bravo will start the final. The Spaniard praised the Chilean's performances in the competition so far.
Without Claudio, we would have not been in semi-final. Against Wolves, he made 3 men's 1-1 against the Wolves players. He saved 2 penalty rounds, and he deserves to play the final. He's going to play the final.
And Arsenal have been drawn against Italian giants AC Milan in the last 16 of the Europa League. The Gunners will travel to Italy for the first leg before hosting Milan at the Emirates. Elsewhere in Bilbao, a policeman has tragically died after there were violent clashes between fans of Athletic Bilbao and Spartak Moscow. The officer suffered a heart attack whilst intervening in the violence. Now cricket, and England all-rounder Ben Stokes is back. Having arrived in New Zealand last week, Stokes is expected to be named in the England one-day team to take on the Black Caps on Sunday. He has not played for England since a street bust up in Bristol following a one-day match against the West Indies in September.
Scotland will host England in the Six Nations on Saturday as the visitors look to move a step closer to a Grand Slam. England haven't lost to the Scots since 2008 and go into the game off the back of 2 wins over Italy and Wales. Eddie Jones had to make 1 change from the team who beat Wales, as fit again Nathan Hughes comes in for the injured Sam Simmons. Scotland coach Gregor Townsend, meanwhile, has named an unchanged side from his team's victory over France. On to Formula 1 now, where our correspondent Callum Byrne has all the latest news ahead of pre-season testing.
The 2018 Formula 1 season fully kicks into gear on Monday as testing begins in Barcelona. So let's have a look at what this year's cars have to offer. Both Mercedes and Ferrari launched their new challengers yesterday, with the Silver Arrows' car looking very similar to last year's championship-winning W08, whereas the Scuderia have added some new aero winglets to the side and rear of their new car. McLaren launched their new car at 7 AM this morning, with the team hoping to go back to the future. The MCL 33 bears the same colour scheme of the original McLaren Grand Prix cars. It's also the first season in the hybrid era with Renault power after the British team terminated its contract with Honda after 3 seasons of underperforming and unreliable engines. It's hoped that the French power unit will move McLaren back to winning ways. However, a big change that all of the 2018 cars has is the halo. The head protection device protects the cockpit of the car. It's made the cars 17% safer, and the device can take the weight of a double-decker bus. With only 29 days until the Australian Grand Prix, the wait is almost over before the red lights go out on Formula One's new era.
Great stuff from Callum there, but it's a non-league special from us here at Solent Sports News today, and our teams have been busy investigating our local football clubs. Andover Town were only formed in 2013, but despite being such a young club, they're showing that they're a force to be reckoned with as they edge towards a League and Cup double.
Andover Town were only formed back in 2013, but the club are on the brink of some major success. They're runaway leaders at the top of the Wessex Premier Division, and they're on the brink of a cup final in the Russell Coates Cup as they lead Fareham here at Portway. After running out 4-1 winners, they booked their place in the final. Midfielder Alex Dockery feels that this achievement could see the club make a giant stride forward.
It's what you're here for, to win trophies, and certainly that was the club's mindset at the start of the season. It's brilliant to be in a position now where we've got an opportunity to do that. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but we certainly hope that we'll be lifting at least one trophy at the end of the season.
After the previous incarnation of Andover FC dissolved back in 2011 due to financial difficulty, staff from local colleges developed an ambitious plan to use the vacated Portway Stadium to host a senior team from their academies.
I was a youth team player with the old Andover FC that kind of went defunct through financial reasons. So when the new club come in, it was kind of perceived slightly differently in the town, that it was kind of a college team and that sort of stuff.
A disappointing campaign last season saw the club finish 13th in the Wessex League Premier Division. But a change in fortunes has seen them reach the top of the table this time around. Winning the league and gaining promotion to the Evo Sticks Southern League is now the main objective for the Bluebirds manager, Glenn Burnett.
Get the cup finals, it's an added bonus, but it was the league we really wanted to sort of concentrate on, if you like. We worked really hard from pre-season, as I said, and done a lot of homework this year. We've really sort of put a bit in, if I'm honest, so hopefully we're sort of seeing our rewards now.
Burnett became the Andover boss back in September 2016, and in 18 months has provided a new lease of life for his players as they sit 12 points clear at the summit of the table.
Since Glenn and John McFarlane have come in, it's been seen more as a senior team, and that's brought in a bigger fan base, and we've brought in better players, as simple as that, and we've gelled as a team this year more than we've done ever, hence kind of the success we've had so far.
Sholing Football Club were tipped to be promotion favourites at the beginning of the season, whilst Andover were viewed as dark horses by many. So what's the secret behind their success?
Pre-season at a football club is massive. We didn't have the opportunity to do that in the first year, and we finished 13th. We knew where we were. It wasn't worth pushing too far because, as I said, we weren't going to do anything other than that, so we kept a few of the youngsters in. Gone out, probably worked the hardest I've ever worked in pre-season to get the players in I wanted to get in.
Whether Andover will go on to record a memorable league and cup double remains to be seen, but attention now turns to Tuesday's top-of-the-table clash with Blackfield and Langley. Callum Byrne, Solent Sports News.
Well, I think you'll certainly agree, Ash. Andover Town are a team on the rise.
Yeah, things certainly looking up for them, of course.
Anyway, now on to AFC Porchester, and they've created quite the development system. The Royals have 50 teams playing regularly and over 600 registered members. The Wessex League outfit feel this is crucial to the club moving forward.
AFC Porchester are enjoying a successful season in the Wessex Premier League, sitting 6th place with as many as 5 games in hand over some of the teams above them. However, their success over recent years hasn't come without careful planning and clever management of the team. They have 50 sides, including their youth setup, with over 600 registered members playing regular football.
Yeah, from youth set up right the way through, but in the adult section we've got under 18 side, reserve team playing tonight, and first team. It helps us bridge between the youth team and the first team really, so it gives the under 18s a chance to move up into adult football and hopefully progress to the first team.
The advantages of having this setup are not going unnoticed by clubs in higher leagues. AFC Tottenham have sent their defender Sam Roberts to Porchester on a dual registration, while he's on the road to recovery from injury. Porchester's reserve side gives young lads from the youth team a chance to experience men's football at a lower level before making the leap into the Wessex Premier League.
I think it's important for the kids because they can see progression from an early age through to the first team. A lot of the young lads come and watch the games on a Saturday, and they want to emulate some of the players playing in the first team, so it's good to have ambition.
The club feel it is important to keep a strong bond between the two sides to ensure that when needed, someone can step into the first team.
We train together on a Thursday generally. We train at Portchester School, so we mix together then, but it's very difficult because they play their games on a different night to us, so it's difficult to get the squads together. But we invite players from the under-18s and from the reserves to come and train with the first team. Liam Bush is on the verge of breaking into the first team at the moment. Harry Birmingham is a first team player. Harry Gregory up front, he's another player that's been in the squad for the first team. So yeah, there's quite a few with the potential to force their way in.
The reserve side is also used for first team players to drop down if they are struggling for form or suffering from an injury. Again, opening the door for a youngster to try and claim his spot in the first 11.
If players are coming back from injury and they need game time, then obviously they're playing the reserves, and that gives the young lads a chance to play with some first team players and see what it's all about. So it serves, several purposes really.
Even though Porchester's reserve team aren't doing too well, sitting at bottom of the table, there's no doubt that the setup as a whole is really helping the first team to push on. Tom Hayward, Solent Sports News.
So that's Andover and Porchester, both in the Wessex League Premier Division, but what about a side trying to get there? QKFC are splashing the cash in their attempt to be eligible to play in the Wessex League, and our reporters have been down there to find out what it takes.
QK Southampton Football Club have begun construction work around their pitch in Lord's Hill to meet the entry criteria for the Wessex League Premier Division. The team were on cloud 9 back in November when they secured a glamour tie in the Senior Cup against Southampton's under-23s. And now QK have set their sights on returning to the Wessex League, but there's work to do, as Club Secretary Don Campbell explains.
Now we're going on to the next phase because we want to go away from the Hampshire League into the Wessex. And in order to do that we need better change rooms, floodlights, stands, and working with local developer. We're able to bring some sewage, water supply and electricity onto site, which has never happened before. We were in the Wessex League a couple of years ago, but because they redefined the criteria how you should be in it, we had to drop out because we didn't have the facilities at that point in time. We want to build those facilities now.
The changes that are taking place at the club inspire and encourage players like Luke Eagle, who enjoys being part of a forward-thinking club.
Well, yeah, it'd be obviously a great honour to be part of that. It's something that every player playing at this level and even lower, they want to go and play at a higher level, if we can. So to be part of a club that's looking to progress, to move up the pyramid, that's always good to be part of.
Of course, the introduction of a stand could build a more positive atmosphere around 5 acres Lord's Hill, and the players would welcome that little extra support.
Well, everyone wants to play with a good atmosphere, don't they? It's like every little person that comes along, it just adds to that buzz around the game. So the more people we get there, hopefully building the stand there can attract more people to come down to the ground and just, if anything, push us to get those results week in, week out when we've got that big crowd there.
The 50 capacity stand is due to be completed by June and will be fully utilised in the new 2018-19 season. Solent Sports News, Gurpreet Singh.
And good luck to QKFC in getting that stand built. That's all for now. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter @Solent Sports News. I've been Will Perridge.
And I've been Ashley Gregory.
Goodbye.
Bye.